In 2010, McMahon Services was commissioned by Incitec Pivot Limited to remove all friable asbestos pipe lagging at its Brisbane-based fertiliser manufacturing facility. Built in the early 1960s, the Gibson Island plant was constructed at a time when asbestos lagging was widely used as a thermal insulator. Asbestos removal under ordinary circumstances is a relatively straightforward science for a licensed operator such as McMahon Services. What made this project both complex and unique was Incitec Pivot's request that the work take place while the plant was fully operational at standard production capacity. The challenges therefore inherent in the project were extensive. Approach temperatures of 460 degrees Celsius plus were recorded for the asbestos-lagged pipes when laid bare. In addition, 98% of the pipes were elevated and would require scaffolded access. Work took place during Brisbane's unpredictable summer storm season, and the project timeframe was fixed and non-negotiable. Completion was required to take place prior to Incitec Pivot's shutdown works, scheduled for February 2011.
Tendering process was built around capability, ability to work with, and a feel for the capability and confidence we had in an organisation to actually carry out and deliver such a project. After that extensive tendering process, we chose McMahon Services due to their proven track record, and we believe their ability to be innovative and work with us to be able to remove this asbestos hot.
I've been working in the asbestos industry for 25 years. This is undoubtedly one of the most difficult projects we've undertaken.
The risk management was one of the first things we started with. Obviously we're working on a live plant which is under extreme heat and high pressures. So we want to make sure the whole project can be undertaken safely on a zero harm policy.
Adopting a world's best practice approach, the project team undertook a rigorous 6-week testing of all materials, processes and personnel to test the quality of equipment and maximise safe work methods. Under controlled conditions, the test enclosure was constructed around the hottest part of the plant, utilising flame retardant materials and integrally safe equipment sourced from around the world. The enclosure design was tested for strength and durability in storms, ability to withstand prolonged exposure to heat, and drilled for emergency escape events. The environment was monitored and personnel were put through their paces to test effectiveness and longevity of man and machine. Supported by a specialised medical assessment team, work regimes were put into place and limits of endurance set for input into future job safety analysis procedures. The resulting system of asbestos removal under live conditions had been assessed across all quality, safety and environmental guidelines, setting the scene for a world's best practice process. The approach proposed by McMahon Services was innovative, groundbreaking and highly successful, specifically tailored to meet the challenges of the project. All asbestos removal works took place within full negative pressure enclosures. A total of 60 individual large enclosures were constructed around 2.5 kilometres of piping throughout the ammonia, urea and utilities plants, in addition to a number of micro enclosures. Scaffold decks and frames were constructed for each removal zone. The encapsulations were built using timber coated with flame retardant paint and sealed with flame retardant plastic sourced from Europe. To reduce heat build-up, the air within the enclosures was completely refreshed every 8 minutes, with fans exhausting the hot air. Over 300 metres of specialised thermal insulating blankets were then used to cover exposed sections of the pipe and reduce the amount of radiant heat once the asbestos lagging was removed. Some enclosures in the ammonia plant required air conditioners, brought into operation when the air temperature around the pipes rose above 65 degrees Celsius prior to the construction of the encapsulations.
Essentially, we're building 80 to 100 houses around the pipework here, and each one has to be individually signed off.
We have a team of 15 carpenters, full-time, this particular project, 72 hours a week. The encapsulations are around about the 80-degree mark, so it's extreme conditions.
Due to the extreme heat, cutting-edge technologies were employed to create a set of specially designed personal protective equipment. Before entering the pipe enclosures, the McMahon Services team dressed in chill vests and chill shorts modified versions of the liquid-cooled vests worn by race car drivers. These suits were worn directly against the skin and had chilled water pumped through them to help keep the body cool. Over the chill suits, the team wore industry-standard asbestos removal suits before finally donning the heat resistance gloves, protective boots and aluminium pre-oxide furnace suits. These furnace suits were rated to 1,000 degrees and were designed to reduce the effect of the radiant heat emitted from the pipes and control the risk of burn injuries. Once inside the enclosures, full-face positive pressure respirators were also used, with all workers breathing air passed through chilled units and a 3-stage filtration system. Supplied by remote air compressors, the individual air lines were externally monitored and insulated to prevent heat buildup.
Yeah, I feel safe working in these conditions because essentially wearing the cool suits, the furnace suits, and having the air extraction and also chilled air line, that's chilled air we breathe, it does make the conditions a lot more bearable.
We are managing high-risk environment. We are using the most stringent safety standards, and this project will set the standard across the country for this particular type of asbestos removal process.
Multiple work fronts were set up in each plant, with asbestos removal crews and reinsulation crews alternating between work areas to maximise efficiencies and reduce the amount of heat loss from exposed steam pipes. A continual rotation of asbestos removal personnel and a strict program of scheduled breaks were vital to prevent any adverse effects from long-term exposure to the heat and extremely difficult operating conditions. And 5-stage wet decontamination units were installed in each work zone for personnel and equipment decontamination. Scheduled breaks included rest periods in air-conditioned crib rooms and the supply of liquids for fluid and electrolyte replacement. From the outset, Incitec Pivot and McMahon Services approached the project in a spirit of partnership. Incitec Pivot embedded their own full-time project team alongside the McMahon Services team in a combined office on-site at Gibson Island. The partnership laid the foundation for a united approach by all involved, where risk management, problem solving, monitoring and project progress were tackled with mutual resolve, skill, humour and determination.
We approached this project with a real partnership attitude with McMahon Services. We found their ability to cooperate, to coordinate with us and to deliver really innovative solutions to a very challenging project excellent and with outstanding results.
Well, the IPL project management team along with McMahon Services have worked very closely together, and we micromanage every element of the asbestos extraction right through each area of the plant, looking at the risk management, the safety management and the environmental management as we go through each individual area.
The highest priority of all involved in the project was safety, and stringent safety measures were implemented for the duration. These included personnel training and education, medical heat stress testing for all workers, live evacuation drills, emergency planning with the local fire brigade and ambulance services, safety monitoring through cameras in the encapsulations, and the purchase of 3 blast houses strategically located and equipped with towels, water and 2-way radios.
Obviously safety is paramount. We ensure the safety of all our people with constant consultation, JSAs, risk assessments, help from the client, their knowledge of the plant, and obviously a strong management team.
They have rose up to the challenge. Their safety is number one. They haven't reneged on safety at all. We've set the bar and they've actually achieved a bit more than a bar. They've actually gone higher than what we've set it at. So they've actually performed real well as a team in safety and looking after the equipment.
This project's been delivered living the zero harm for everyone, everywhere value of our organisation. We have completed this project without recordable case injury, with only minor incidents which we learnt from, and with great cooperation and coordination with our operating crews.
Completed to schedule in February 2011, the Gibson Island Asbestos Removal and Reinsulation Works was a landmark project for both Incitec Pivot and McMahon Services. Asbestos pipe lagging was removed and replaced on over 2.5 kilometres of pipes in a live working environment, with up to 60 personnel mobilised in over 60 separate enclosures, working to the most stringent health and safety requirements. Despite the exceptionally difficult operating conditions and Queensland's particularly severe summer storm season, which culminated in the 2011 Brisbane floods, McMahon Services developed and implemented a revolutionary and innovative new approach to the tasks at hand, delivering the works to Incitec Pivot on time, on budget, and with a perfect safety record.
McMahon Services have worked hard to ensure that the timelines are met, that the budgets have been met, and that the safety of all employees, both our operating crews and their crews, has been at the utmost priority.
With in excess of 400 personnel, safety focused, we really are the industry leaders.